everyone, I'm Kev and welcome to this week's Draw Along. This week, the boys on the book club read Daveocracy, a comic full of robots, and that got me thinking. I want to design my own robot and show you how to go about designing your own robot using a mood board. So first of all, what is a mood board? So if you've done art or any kind of design in school, you'll be familiar with a mood board. But for those who aren't, a mood board is used to collect images that will help inspire your design. So on the screen now is my mood board with images of elements I want to include in my robot's design. I've got a robotic hand, I've got like a crane, I've got wires, I've got a moped type thing at the bottom. I want to use the front wheel because I wanted my robot to be on a wheel, and I've got some cogs and wires as well. So all these elements I'm going to incorporate into my robot's design. So that's what a mood board is for, just collecting elements that you want to incorporate. Okay, to start off, we always start off with our blue line sketch, and I'm just sketching out what I want the design to kind of look like. Like I said, I was going to use that wheel of that bike to be like kind of how the robot kind of goes around, and I've given kind of like a torso thing as well, where all the circuitry is going to be. I had a little trouble drawing the crane arm, but I wanted one arm to be a crane, and then the other arm was going to be a just a robotic arm, like so. And as you can see, I'm still using kind of those shapes that we used. So if you watched last week's Spider-Man video, and we got the shapes on there for you to create the body, the cylinders, the ovals, and everything, etc. So obviously it's very sketchy, and then I'm going to go in and refine it with my pencils. So at first I decided it was going to kind of be like a kind of Cyclops type robot. It was just going to have one eye. I thought his head looked a bit too much like, oh, what's his name? Deadshot. The single eye, the mask covering. I thought design some wires going around the bike, like a tube thing. So when I was designing robot, also I think of functionality as well. So those wires there are like these brake wires stuff, and I imagine this robot's been put together in a junkyard or something like that. So he's just made of random stuff. Again, the hydraulics on this crane arm really stumped me. But then I thought the crane arm would be cool, because say like if this is a junkyard robot and he's got to climb the piles of rubbish, he could use the crane arm to like throw himself up and grab onto the rubbish, and then it like whirs and pulls himself up and stuff. That was my thinking. So I changed his eyes as well, and then I thought, you know what would be cool if he kind of had like just like a smartphone in his face, and he can use an emoji or whatever to express how he's feeling. This robot doesn't talk, it just it conveys emotion through kind of body language and what emoji it's using at the time. So at the moment it's happy. And we go on to inking as well. This is where I really refine the design. Again though, I've incorporated all those elements that I've got on my mood board. So yeah, there's a lot of exposed wires on him, on this robot, because again, it's just cobbled together. Going out a little bit of shading. those rivets. And I also added dents to his torso and head stuff. Again, like he's built with scrap metal, so I needed to make the metal look kind of scrapped. Going add in some shading, just a little bit of cross hatches or hatches. Adding in those wires, so those wires are his brakes. One wire is his brakes, and the others to get the wheel moving. So that's what I said when I think of functionality. If you design like a machine thing, just how I imagine it works. Add some few exposed wires by the head, which are sparking. Now the wheel is quite easy to draw in Procreate, but these wheels are hard to draw in normally. You're gonna have to draw kind of like a oh, if you got one of those ellipse things, and those you can buy like these ellipse templates and stuff. Those are good when drawing wheels in circles. And then I added the tire slightly deflated as well. So that's why it's kind of got like that squidge, smush bit at the bottom. But yeah, that's pretty much it inked. And then we're going to go on to our colouring. So what I've done is just have to select the area, add the autofill. This is all on a layer underneath as well. Today I'm showing you this because usually I don't do blending, but today I've decided for this video I'm going to do some blending. So I'm going to put in all the kind of flat areas, and then I'm going to go in and start blending it all. So I changed the background colour to like a green because I had trouble seeing the light greys that I was using on the white. So I wanted to mix colours up as well, so there's going to be some steel, some bronze used. Again, that's a crane arm, so it's going to be yellow. Yeah, going. So I used a low opacity brush here to kind of mark out where the shadows are. And again, because I'm kind of designing this as I go along, you can see like I'm just kind of figuring things out as I'm working it out. So yeah, so then I'm going to go in. So like I've added my highlighted areas, and then I will add in my shadows, a bit of shadow, and then I'm going in with a blender brush, and I decided to use the Blackburn brush on Procreate because I thought it adds a bit of texture to what I am doing. So those dents there, they need a bit of shadow dropped in. shine on the bronze or the copper. Probably copper, I imagine. Then again, I made it up so it can be bronze if if I want. Copper just sounds right. So yeah, it's just a lot of kind of playing around, figuring it out. This is a design. This isn't a set character like we usually draw. This is just kind of making it up on the spot. Going with that screen, yellow for the emoji. Start colouring in the wires, so the wires will have to be different colours. Your reds, blues, yellow and green. So like that yellow wire is like the power wire, that green wire is the brake wire. Can't forget the hook. And then here I am just adding a add layer on top of it, to make it a light effect as well. And then I use a Gaussian blur. So light layer, a new layer, add Gaussian blur, layer mode, add Gaussian blur. And there we go, we have it. We've finished our robot design. If you have designed along, or you created your own design, please send them to me at KevsDrawAlong on Instagram, or to @the Comic Book Club, also on Instagram. Next week we got another exciting video, but until then, keep drawing. Bye bye.